Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. Today I'm going to approach my Dharma rant again with the awakening joy mindset. I'm big on sitting still in silence, where cynicism, gullibility, all negativity dissolves in the silent mind. So this is what meditation is all about, a very effective way of training your mind by practicing this. You have to have an environment that's usually free from distractions, because the distractions prevent you from noticing what your inner experience is all about. Sit in silence for a long enough period of time to start to watch how your mind works. If you're not used to being still or being present, well, being mindfulness takes practice. But when you practice, you'll feel a different sense of wholeness, completeness. Nothing needs to be added to it. Nothing needs to be taken away. Nothing needs to be done to make this a better moment. When you're fully here, it feels really good, and you wonder, why would I want to be anywhere else? So how you respond when the mind is wandering, that's critical to learning how to bring yourself back to the focus of being in the here and now. If you get lost in thought, you just bring your attention back to what your object of concentration is, your breath, your mantra, or sounds as they arise and pass away. And it's important to always to do this with kindness and gentleness to yourself. Don't react with frustration or annoyance. That only strengthens those qualities. But just like training a puppy, be patient. Repetition, again and again. Punishment doesn't work. And when you're mindful, you begin to have freedom of choice. That's what really creates happiness. So if you don't want to suffer in regret, not being at the mercy of every whim that comes by, you realize the more conscious you are, the more choice you have. So before you act, pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings and choose the ones that will serve you best. Because if you're blinded by emotion, like anger, once it's triggered, you can't perceive anything else in the external world that seems inconsistent with that emotion. So there are other emotions that you could cultivate. And this is what brings you to understanding what it is to find the Buddha within. That represents the pinnacle of what the mind can achieve. The idea of the bodhisattva, the person who stops their own personal liberation to help out with the suffering of all beings. And of course, the sentient beings that you really need to free are your own thought forms. It's only if you're looking outside yourself that you're not going to find what this is pointing you towards. As the teaching deteriorates, people look outside, but the answers are always within. To know whether or not this is so, look within thine own mind, so the Tibetan masters say. The less you practice this, the more you cling to words and ideas. But the distinctions are only in your mind. Find that place that takes you beyond, where you see the unity of all dharmas, as they would say. The Buddha didn't teach Buddhism, he taught the way, the Dharma, how things are, the process of how mind and body unfolds. So you have a choice about which path you're going to follow. Just in the broad sense, recognize that you're a being who's reaching for compassion and wisdom.